Hello. In this lesson, we'll learn how to implement advanced presets that focus on facial animation. Now that you know what presets are and how they are stored and configured, let's delve into their practical application within a facial animation system. In this lesson, our focus will not be on creating new presets, but rather on understanding how to manipulate, adjust, and combine existing presets, especially those focused on speech, expressions, and facial micro-animations. Adjust the timeline if desired and open the Advanced Face Presets dialog. Notice that the dialog is expandable, which makes it easier to work with long phrases or to view the complete list of presets. Note also that the same presets displayed in the Motion tab are available here. Type a phrase in the TTS field so we can start some adjustments before proceeding with the speech. Here I typed off balance. Then click the Preview Speech button. Even without animation keys on the timeline, the system reproduces the speech, allowing for quick and non-destructive testing. Adjust the intensity value to decrease or increase the amplitude of facial movements. Then click Preview Speech again to update the preview. Adjusting the speed time controls the speed of speech. Higher values make the animation slower. Lower values speed up the execution. Just below the TTS, the Res field allows direct adjustments to the generated Vismes, enabling more precise customization. In the example, we entered M to force the lips to close at the end of speech. Always type in uppercase to match the label names. Let's adjust the range for the B, M, P labels. Try lower values in the range field, making the transition slower and emphasizing lip contact in the pronunciation of the B in balance. After changing the value, click Update Selected. Repeat the process for the FV label, seeking a more natural result for the characteristic movement of the upper lip touching the teeth during these phonemes. Now, let's make an adjustment to some presets so that they are noticeable even with low values in the intensity field. For the LA label, we will adjust the tongue position to touch the teeth, regardless of intensity. After making the adjustment, click the Update buttons. The Update Preset button updates the final movement of the preset, and the Update Start button updates the beginning of the preset movement. You can check the result on the slider button. For the FV label, we will refine the movement of the lower lip touching the outer surface of the teeth, ensuring consistency even at lower intensities. Note that even at low intensity, the movements of the F and V presets can now be perceived. Now let's insert a longer phrase in the TTS field. After inserting the phrase, click Preview Speech. Adjust the phrase's language if necessary. If you prefer to work with real audio, open Pro Sound in 3ds Max and add the soundtrack to synchronize the animation.
Millions of years have passed since we were last here.
Since the phrase is long and contains natural pauses, let's divide it into 3 parts. Identify the pauses in the audio and adjust the timeline. In the res field, delete everything except the part of the speech corresponding to the current interval.
Millions of years.
Adjust the start time to match the positioned section in Pro Sound. To synchronize, use the time slider and adjust the speed time value until the movement is in the correct timing.
Millions of years have passed since we were last here. Millions of years have passed since we were last here. Millions of years have passed since we were last here. Millions of years have passed since we were last here.
When you are satisfied, adjust the time slider to the beginning of the desired segment. Click on Speech to Animation to generate the keys on the timeline, and uncheck Face Animation Test.
Millions of years have passed since we were last here. Millions of years have passed since we were last here.
Next, we will repeat the process for the other 2 parts that make up the rest of the sentence.
Everything is different now. 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 Everything is different now. Everything is different now. Everything is different now. Everything is different now. Everything is different. We'll need to adapt again. We'll, we'll, we'll need to adapt again. We'll need to adapt again. 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 We'll need to adapt 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 again.
After processing all the segments, position the time slider at the beginning and end of the complete sequence, and run a preview to validate the entire facial animation.
Millions of years have passed since we were last here. Everything is different now. We'll need to adapt again.